above highs and below lows. This is how orders are filled, and this is how the market moves. This is how the market makers are able to fill their orders and push price in the direction that they want to go. Cool. So where does liquidity lie? Above highs and below lows. I showed you guys examples of liquidity actually happening on the chart. Now I'm going to introduce to you guys different types of liquidity. There's two different types of liquidity. There is high resistance liquidity and there's low resistance liquidity. Okay. Anyways, two different types of liquidity. High resistance liquidity and low resistance liquidity. High resistance liquidity is a recent liquidity sweep that is causing a current move, okay? Because this was a recent liquidity sweep that is causing the current move down. So high resistance liquidity is a recent liquidity sweep that is causing the current move right now. Now, high resistance liquidity, we want to trade away from high resistance liquidity. We want to always trade away from high resistance liquidity. And we want to be trading towards low resistance liquidity. Okay, so what is low resistance liquidity? Low resistance liquidity is stacked up draws on liquidity that is easy for price. So low resistance for price to push towards to take out. That's in the opposite direction of high resistance liquidity. That's easy for price to push towards to take out. We trade away from high resistance liquidity and towards low resistance liquidity. Why do we even want to be able to identify low resistance liquidity in the first place? Because there's a bunch of orders sitting above these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs. Why is it beneficial for us to be able to identify low resistance draws on liquidity? Well, because if we're filling a bunch of our orders underneath these lows, we need to find a spot for these orders to be finished at, right? We need to be able to find a place where these orders, where we can end up selling off these orders, right? If we enter a massive amount of buy positions right here, we have to find people, right, that we can sell to. As we start pushing higher and higher, what do we know sits above highs? People that are willing to press buy. So we filled a massive amount of buy orders right here.